During a reaction, some particles tend to lose electrons, and some particles tend to gain electrons. Oxidation is when a particle loses electrons. So you have magnesium going to a magnesium ion, 2 plus 2 electrons. In this reaction, the magnesium atom loses electrons and becomes a magnesium ion. We say it is oxidized. This is a simple equation. Electrons will be on the right of the arrow of your reaction. Reduction occurs when a particle gains electrons. So right over here, you have fluorine atom gaining an electron, becoming a fluorine ion. We say that fluorine is reduced. This is a simple reduction reaction. The electrons are on the left of the reaction arrow. Here's a little table and mnemonic to help you remember it. Oxidation loses electrons, so that's LEO, loses electrons, oxidation. Reduction, you gain electrons. The electrons are the product for oxidation, and they're the reactant for reduction. Now, ions can also be oxidized or reduced. You can remember this through the mnemonic. Leo, the lion, says grr. So here's the top one, loss electrons oxidation, or Leo, and then gain electrons reduction, or grr. And this must be Leo. Combustion reactions are also types of oxidation and reduction reactions. And it's combustion, right, because you have oxygen over here on the left side as one of the reactants. The reactants show an ionic bond forming between the metal and oxygen. Ionic bonds involve the transfer of electrons, so the formation of ionic substances often involves oxidation and reduction. In the reactions above, the metal loses electrons and the oxygen gains electrons. The metal is oxidized and the oxygen is reduced. So we're going to call this a redox reaction for short. It involves reduction and oxidation, so it's a redox reaction. Now, not all redox reactions have oxygen in them. Here's two examples of redox reactions with no oxygen, so it's not combustion. In these reactions, the metal loses electrons and the nonmetal gains electrons. The metal is oxidized and the nonmetal is reduced. At this point, hopefully you'll be able to recognize a redox reaction because it involves the formation of an ionic substance.